I just wanted to report in. I've been really sick since Tuesday, so I apologize if I sound like a frog right now. I'm trying to work on you, Arbella, but I've been having a hard time concentrating. Hopefully it will be done by Sunday, though. I had a dream last night that I was a Meyerpire. I know, right? It was a total nightmare. However, in my dreams, even in my dreams, I had to fix it by giving them a weakness. There was a bathtub full of dirt that I had to sleep in every few days, like Dracula and his boxes of earth. Speaking of Dracula and genuine vampires, I had a discussion with the Twihard in Helldevil 75's Why I Hate the Twilight Vampires video about why Meyerpires are venomous stone people who drink blood and not vampires. The fan just didn't get it, and I felt limited by the amount of space I had in which to comment. So I'm going to clarify. Forgive me, I believe I might have already addressed this in one of my other videos, but I think it needs to be repeated. Traditional European or Eastern European vampires are defined by dictionary.com as thus: 1. A preternatural being, commonly believed to be a reanimated corpse, that is said to suck the blood out of sleeping persons at night. Number 2. In Eastern European folklore, a corpse, animated by an undeparted soul or demon, that is periodically leaves the grave and disturbs the living, until it is exhumed and impaled or burned. She, I believe, used the first definition. However, the point she didn't seem to understand is that Meyerpires are not vampires by either definition, because they aren't reanimated corpses. To be a reanimated corpse, one must cease living first, take a dirt nap for a while, and then come back from the dead. And that's something Meyerpires don't do. You see, the process of becoming petrified by venom means that they die, or it doesn't mean that they die and then are raised later. No, it is a transformation that ends with their heart stopping. Death is the end product, not a part of the process. The difference is subtle but breaks the definition. They aren't preternatural, because preternatural means out of the ordinary course of nature, and Meyer tried to explain them with science. She failed, but in this case it is the intent which counts. In the second definition, the one I prefer, the corpse is animated by a undeparted soul, or a demon, and must take dirt naps. Carlyle said he thought that they kept their souls, so that meant the first part is out. And Edward himself told Bella that they don't need to sleep in coffins, or even at all. They fail to meet the criteria. The fan also didn't understand that the idea that Meyerpires are petrified. Meyer herself said her so-called vampires cells are made of a substance harder than diamonds, and that's why they sparkle. Diamonds, while pretty when polished, are really nothing more than rocks. Very hard rocks. The venom is what changes their cells into this substance. In essence, it petrifies them over the course of a few days. They are stone people. I don't know why this is a new concept to anyone. Of course, she, the fan, was also a relativist in regards to fiction, which irked me to no end. It was more of the anything goes because it's fantasy shtick I'm totally sick of. She blatantly didn't care for tradition at all. Now granted, I'm okay with changing one or two things to keep everything fresh, but Meyer threw out everything but the bare minimum, that is, drink blood. She can't do that and expect me to take anything, Meyer says seriously. I'm a pretty staunch traditionalist, if you haven't figured that out yet. But the fan thought it was perfectly alright for Meyer to invent a new creature and slap a loaded label onto it. I tried to tell her that Meyer only called her petrified people vampires because it would make her more popular and therefore more rich. This girl, I'm assuming that it was a girl, either didn't understand how underhanded that was, or she didn't care. The word vampire carries weight because it calls to mind a certain image. When Meyer appropriated it for her stone people, she did so knowing that she would create a certain mindset in her readers. If she called them something else, golems, let's say, do you think they would have been as popular? Heck no. To ignore the power of words on the human psyche is to trivialize the very thing that makes writers write. Even Meyer grasps this basic premise, if only on a subconscious level. I believe I concluded my end of the conversation by saying, if you call a pile of poo a rose, it still stinks. And boy, does it!